Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, who doesn't know mangrove plants? Surely, each of you know which includes mangrove trees. Now, in this video, we will discuss what mangrove are, what types of mangrove are, and how things are mangrove in Indonesia. Have a good time watching! According to Wikipedia, mangrove forest, or also known as mangrove forest, is a forest that grows in brackish water and is influenced by the tides of seawater. These forests grow especially in places where there is siltation and accumulation of organic matter, either in a bay that is protected from the waves, or around the mouth of a river where the water slows down and settles the mud below from the upstream. Meanwhile, the term mangrove written in the books, Mangrove Guidebooks for Southeast Asia, is used to define land left in tidal forests and to describe the community itself. Mangroves are used to refer to habitat and the meaning is usually clear from the context. In addition, mangrove can be broadly defined as a type of woody vegetation found in the marine and brackish environment, generally limited to tidal zones, namely the coastline from the lowest water level to the highest water level. Mangroves are highly productive ecosystems, and the list of mangrove products commonly used in Southeast Asia is long and impressive. Mangroves play an important role in protecting coastlines from waves, winds, and storms. Types of mangrove. Southeast Asia has the most diverse mangrove species in the world. As many as 268 plant species have been found that have been recorded in the mangrove vegetation of Southeast Asia. Among them, there are 129 shrub, 50 terrestrial plants, including 27 grass and seaweed-like plants, 28 climbers, 28 epiphytes, 28 for fern, 7 palm, 1 pandanus, 1 cycad. Of these 268 species, 52 were found in mangrove habitat, and a group called mangrove species includes 42 trees and shrubs. The largest family recorded in Southeast Asia mangrove are Leguminosae, Fabaceae or legumes 22 species, Cyperaceae or sedges 17 species. Rhizoparaceae are usually considered the mangrove tree family, many with still roots and other adaptation 12 species. Although non-mangrove species also exist, Caralia, Barakita, Southeast Asia, Orchidaceae or orchid 11 species. Asclepiadaceae or the milky weed family in mangrove habitats consisting mainly of climbers and epiphytes, all characterized by weed shrubs 10 species. Polypodiaceae or fern family, Polypody one of the main fern families, worldwide 10 species. Poaceae or native grass species, Araceae or palm 7 species. Rubiaceae coffee family in mangrove habitats mainly consisting of trees and shrubs 7 species. Family Combretiaceae or Terminalia 6 species. Euphorbiaceae or family spark, with many species containing poisonous weed shrubs 6 species. Family Laurentiaceae or mistletoe, all composed of epiphytic parasite 6 species. Avicennaceae, another family of true mangrove trees, is characterized by phaneromatophores, which are roots that appear like peaks. From the mangrove soil, 5 species. Sonoritiaceae, another family consisting mostly of mangrove tree species, 5 species. Some of the most common of these families are abundant in species over a very wide geographic range. For example, Cyperaceae and Poaceae, and are composed mainly of widely distributed weed species. Mangrove ecosystems are transitional ecosystems between marine and river ecosystem and between terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. For mangrove vegetation of the type of mangrove itself, it is divided into two, namely sejati mangrove and ikutan mangrove. Here is the explanation. Number 1. Sejati mangrove. is a group of plants that can live in an environment that is still influenced by the tides of sea or coastal water and river estuaries, whose basic substrate is sediment alluvial. True mangroves have special adaptations that can support mangrove life. These adaptations are morphological adaptations, such as roots and leaf modification, as well as physiological adaptation. The following is an example of a Asiatic mangrove species. Number 1. Acanthus abractitus var. Local name Jeruju putih. General description: a abractitus is almost the same as a illifolus, but all parts are smaller. Leaf margins are generally flat, sometimes shorted like a illifolus unit and layout simple, upside shape, lancet, edge tapered. Flowers: the petals are light blue to bright purple, sometimes slightly white at the tips. The length of the flower bunch is shorter than a illifolus, while the flowers themselves are 2 cm. Flowers have only one main leaf pinnacle because the secondary usually fall off quickly. Location at the end. Formation grain. Fruit: the color of the fruit when it's young is bright green and the surface is shiny and smooth. The shape of the fruit is oval and round like a melinjo fruit. Size: fruit 2 and 3 cm long and 5 and 7 mm seeds. Ecology: when grown together with a illifolus, they both exhibit distinct character as described in the description, but are often confused flowering in June. Distribution: from India to tropical Australia, the Philippines, and the Western Pacific Islands. Available throughout Indonesia. Benefit: the fruit is used as a cleaner of blood and to treat sunburn. The leaves treat benefits: the fruit is used as a cleanser of blood and to treat sunburn. Their leaves treat rheumatism. The juice of the fruit or roots was sometimes used to treat the poison of a snake bite or a poison dart. Seeds are said to be able to overcome the attack of worm indigestion. Number 2. Ikutan mangrove are group of plants associated with ikutan mangrove. Ikutan mangrove do not have a special form of adaptation because there are no typical plants of the mangrove ecosystem. However, they have a high tolerance to be able to live in the environmental condition of the mangrove ecosystem. The following is an example of a ikutan mangrove. Number 1. Barringtonia asiatica L. Cruz. Local name: siputat, bogem, butong, butun, petrun, putat laut, bitung, talise, dan hutun. General description: small to medium sized trees with a height of 7 and 20 meter and a diameter of 25 and 100 centimeter. The crown of a large leafy tree, the gray bark is slightly pink and smooth. Leaves dark green, rather thick skin, and clearly visible leaf veins. When young, the leaves are slightly pink in color. When dark, they are yellow or pale pink. Flowers hanging very large, up to 10 cm in diameter and fragrant. Fruit large, smooth surface. Ecology: it grows in coastal forests, beaches, and rocky beaches, sometimes in mangroves. It grows just as well on land. Fruit can often be seen floating along the shore. They float and can grow after traveling long distance. Benefit: sometimes grown as an ornamental plant. The tree and its seeds contain sapiens which can be used as a Persian oil which is reddish in color can be obtained by heating and squeezing the seeds. Number 3. The condition of mangrove in Indonesia. In Indonesia alone in the last 3 decades, more than 50% of the mangrove forest area has been lost, and in Jakarta only about 300 hectare area lives. This is quite sad because Indonesia was once known as the country with the largest mangrove land in the world, with an area of 3 million hectares or about 20% of the world total land. About 80% of mangrove forests on the island of Java have been damaged, and although in Jakarta there are contained around 300 hectares of mangrove area. In fact, only 99 hectares still show life. Some areas are even filled with water, hackneyed, and trash. Previous commercial launching of mangrove center on the province of Riau, South Sumatra, Aceh, and Kalimantan. However, this launching activity mostly occurs in Papua. The area under launching concession has increased from 455,000 hectares in 1978 and to 877,200 hectares in 1985, or about 35% of the mangrove area remaining at that time. The causes of mangrove damage include, among others, the conversion of land into oil palm plantation, the destruction of mangrove for cultural wood, pond, and encouragement into illegal community cultivation. Worse, the government has not been serious about reducing the rate of damage to mangrove ecosystem. Oil palm plantations are the biggest contributor to mangrove ecosystem damage in eastern Sumatra, in Pangkalan Susu up to Kampai Island, along the North Sumatra Aceh border road from 1989 and 2018. 65% of mangrove forests have been lost. These mangroves were damaged due to logging for wood and cultural and the conversion of land into oil palm plantation. Lodges are so haphazard. Small trees were also taken away. The main contributor to mangrove damage, he said, was oil palm plantation, 40%, decreased art status, 35 ponds, 25 agriculture, and other 5%. But operation due to sand mining, reclamation, and others. Seeing the number of mangroves in Indonesia that have suffered damage, therefore, starting today we must always protect the mangrove ecosystem because mangroves have an important role in the environment and support the lives of other living things, including breeding grounds for marine biota, helping to prevent abrasion, inhibiting the destructive power of the big waves of the sea, preventing the intrusion of seawater in the land and the transit of migratory birds. That are for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.